So next we have looping statement based on the collection. So last looping statement what we discussed in the last class, while loop, until loop, for loop, and this all it's a conditional based looping. So we used a relational operator and test operator to test the condition true, then you can take action. For until condition false, then we'll take action, otherwise we'll exit from the loop. Okay, so this two looping statement, it's completely different from the above one. Okay, and this for loop, it's used to more frequently used as looping. Select its menu driven purpose we will use. This both looping statement execution time depends on the number of data, particularly for loop. It's not conditional based looping. So here I written the term collection. Collection, it's not a cell keyword, just a term. Collection means a list of data. You can take any data element. Say for example, if I'm typing ls command, so it will print list of files, one file or more than one file, that all it's called a collection. So the values are more than one value, like this, value 1, value 2, like this, any type of data, multiple data, it's called collection. Now the looping lifetime, it depends on the collections. So how to use that loop statement? You can see the syntax of looping. For loop, for collection based, the syntax: for variable in collection of data or collection list of data, end do keyword, the next line. So here for is a keyword, variable, user defined variable in list of data. The in keyword already we discussed in case statement, same behavior. To initialize the data, whenever the data will get initialized, the block will get executed, operation block will execute. After complete, again we'll go to the next element. So this automatic initialization. Here for is a keyword, in is a keyword, do is a keyword, done is a keyword. These are all the cell keyword. So every occurrence, the variable will get initialized, the block will executed. After finished, again the variable will initialize to the next data. Again the block will execute. Again the variable initializes to the next data. So it depends on the number of data the block will execute. Okay. So for example, for variable in, the data means everything in number and any floating data, string, single string, or you can take file name, or you can put some IP address, anything. These are the number of data. So this all it's called a collection. Each data separated by space. Okay, so each data element separated by space. You can define even variable also. So for variable in followed by do, that greater than the secondary prompt. We are working in cell, so we'll get prompt do, then operation. Say for example, the value of v is followed by $v, then done. So there is no initialization, increment, condition, nothing. The loop execution, it depends on number of element. So first the variable v will get initialized, then value will become to be 10. After finished, v will initialize to 4.56, then value will become to be, v will become to be 4.56. After finished, that variable will become to be data, then after finished etc password IP. So concentrate this, each data element separated by space will be delimiter. Okay, so here the loop execution, it's not infinite. We can't create any infinite behavior here. The loop execution, it depends on a number of element. Now if enter, the block will execute how many times and see the value of v. Every occurrence, the v value will get keep on update. After finished, there is no data, then automatically loop will get terminate. If we recap our conditional style of looping style, we tested, evaluated, condition true, then action, condition false, loop will get terminate. But here it is not conditional based, list of data. We can take all our system command task also. For variable in, I want to display list of files from my login directory. So how many files are there in my login directory? List of all. So ls followed by tilde symbol I return, because command with command structure. Or if you want to find list of files under your etc directory, and etc directory I want to filter list of config file. See this backtick. Compare the syntax for variable in collection. So how many config files are there? That all the files it will print. So you can say that $v, it will display that list of all the configuration file. So list of all the config files will execute it. .conf extension under etc directory. If you not used this backtick notation, then it's look like ordinary words only. ls it's one word, etc password one word. So etc config file one word. Whenever you enable command with the command, we should use backtick. So any of the command output, it's more than one data kind of structure, we can initialize to the list. So loop execution depends on the number of data, the same behavior. The number of data are 2, the block will execute 2. Number of data are 3, block will execute 3 times. Number of data are 4, block will execute 4 times. If number of data are 20, it will execute 20 times. It depends on our data. So if you want to make any conditional style behavior, conditional for variable in, for example, we used looping c value 0 while test the condition less than 5 followed by this, and do I want to display my load balance for every 1 second delayed, and each time count value should be incremented. Expr $count plus 1 incremented value, it will print uptime for 5 times. Every 1 second delayed 5 times it will work. I want to display this kind of behavior for variable in 1 2 3. You can write like this. So number of element is 5. It's not 1 2 3 order. You can take any data, but it's a data depends on the number of data based the loop will execute. So you can take uptime command and every 1 second delayed followed by executions. So 5 times, the number of collection is 5, the block will execute 5 times. For variable in, suppose if you take number of data 10 value followed by this and followed by some like this, any data. So here number of data are 4. Now the block execution, it's just for testing purpose I'm showing. Block execution, it will execute how many times? 10 data on for 4 times. Okay, so the previous example I use system command. So command output data are more than one data, that all it's called a collection of data, each element separated by space. Suppose if you're writing like this for variable in with the quotes, if you're writing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, how many times the block will execute? See this within the double quote written. So it command with single argument structure. Now uptime command, how many times will execute? 1 time only, because command with the single within the double quote I written. So it's considered as a single data. If you not put the double quotes, then it's considered as separate data. So the block uptime will execute 5 times. If you put within the quotes, then it's considered as a single data. So the block execution time only 1 time. So in shell script, there is one operator is called range operator. We can use range operator for this kind of iterations. 1 double dot followed by 5. So I can execute the value of v, it will run 1 to 5. Within the curly braces, we can write the double dot, it's called range operator. One means starting point. For variable in, I want to initialize the value 3 to followed by 15. So it will be start from value 3. So number of recurrence based 3 to 15. If you want incremented value 3 to 15 incremented by 4. So the value here echo followed by $v and say this incremented order. The lower version cell, it will not support these operators. Okay, so this will be useful like a conditional initialization, maximum value, incremental value, like that, the logic. This we called as a range operator. Range always will enclose within the curly braces. So the first one is initialized, that is minimum starting and end, start and end. Start from 3 to maximum end with 15. Default increment will be 1 by 1 increment. Second part, it's not following the default increment. Incremented plus 4, incremental value 3 plus 4 7, 7 plus 4 7, 3 plus, yeah, 3 plus 4 7, 7 plus 4 11, 11 plus 4 15, 15 plus 4 19, but maximum range is 15 only, so it won't take. What is the maximum data up to that level? This will be useful for like a conditional behavior. I want to test my load balance for 5 times or 20 times or 100 times, start and end. You don't need to write 100 number of collection or 100 number of data. Okay. And all this looping for like a break statement, continue statement, both we can write in that for loop list style. For variable n, if you take list of data, one is bash shell, ksh, tcsh, expect, and csh, like this list of cell. So I'll take inside the condition $var value equivalent to if it is csh. If the pattern is matched inside the looping, I'm using inside the looping I'm using if condition for variable if followed by $v equivalent to tcsh. Then if it is matched, just break from this. If it is not, see the behavior of break $v, then close it. So what is the break statement? What we discussed, break in conditional style looping, same, exit from the loop. When it will exit as per this flow, the variable v will get initialized. If it is initialized, then v value will become to be bash equal to tcsh. It's not true. Condition false means control will take you else part. So we'll get output bash. After finished, list will be initialized to the next element. Again, condition not matched, so it will take you else part. So the second element will be bash and ksh. Then third tcsh condition is matching true. What is the action in true? Exit from the loop. So we'll get output only first two, bash and ksh. We won't get expect and csh. So break behavior is exit from the looping. Conditional style, even list style, both will use break statement, exit from loop. The same if you use continue statement, what is the result? Continue, it will not exit. Suspend the pattern or ignore the pattern, will continue the next iteration, next statement. For example, if followed by $v value tcsh, if pattern is matched, then action is continue, else followed by statement print the value and close the condition. 10. So the difference between break and continue, what continue will do, if pattern is matched, ignore it, it will go to the next statement, next, so it won't exit. Suspend the pattern, that is ignore the pattern, continue the next statement, next operation. This both the statements are belongs to looping statement. We'll write inside the loop only. In outside the loop, if I write only if condition with the continue, or if I write only break with the break, means if with the break, it will not allowed. So break and continue always we should place inside the looping, any loop, for, while, until, select any looping inside the loop. The behavior break is exit from loop, and this will be continue the next operation, ignore the pattern, continue the next operation. So this style of looping we will use more in shell script for variable list of data, collection of data. All our command output data will replaced here, will get replaced. If I'm searching some pattern from this configuration, some file, okay, this output data, number of data, for variable n, you can write grep followed by pattern from this one. This is system command. This command, how many pattern will get it, depends on the number of based on the pattern result. So we'll get the value followed by value one by one. Or if you take followed by cut filter comma or colon -f, first field data I'm removing from the configuration file, and the number of line is 37. So this filter operation is removed. We'll discuss in filter topic more. Now see the data. The data are number of data, So if you passed this data in the looping for variable in followed by backtick, so how many data is there inside? The number of times. So you can take the value. If you print $v, it will print all the value. How many times? 37 times. So the block will execution, it depends on the number of data. So all your system related command we will use in that here, we'll use here collection. So the basic internal operation is loop execution. It depends on the number of data, and every occurrence first the variable will initialize to the data 1, then you execute. After finish will go to the next, then will execute. So these are the command. We'll discuss filter later and consider the loop behavior, how the loop execution, and at what time the loop will get terminated, or how the loop will executed, and iteration of data. So there is no initialization, there is no condition, there is no operator's expression style here. Okay, so this is for loop using a list style structure. Okay, so concentrate on the previous discussion of while loop with the test operator and for loop with the list style, and in list operations, list of data. This two looping, it's enough to write complete looping of behavior in shell scripting, because it's conditional based on that validation will do. This is collection based. Okay, so until also it's similar to while of not. Even select is menu driven. I'll show you the next class. Okay, menu driven purpose only will use. This is more frequently used to looping statement, this two looping statement. Okay, so next class we'll discuss about menu driven topic, about select using select loop. Thank you.